Now, Moscow has again struck targets in central Ukraine, and it's the second largest city. Russia's relentless barrage of strikes on civilian areas has killed at least about 21 people across the country. This despite the American President Donald Trump's threat to soon punish Russia with sanctions and tariffs unless it stops. Now, according to the Ukrainian authorities, 4 powerful Russian glide bombs hit a prison in Ukraine's southeastern part of Zaporizhia, which resulted in the killings of at least about 17 inmates and wounded 80 others. In the Dnipro region of central Ukraine, at least about 4 people were killed, including a 23-year-old pregnant woman, while 8 others were injured. Russian missiles partially destroyed a 3-storied building, nearby medical facilities and also a maternity hospital. The Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov spoke about Moscow's ties with Washington, and Russia says that it is witnessing a slowdown in attempts to restore ties with the United States. The Kremlin has added that Russia is still committed to achieving peace in Ukraine, and this is on the American President Donald Trump cutting his deadline for Moscow to cease fire in the conflict. Now, speaking alongside the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at his golf course in Scotland, Trump expressed frustration with Putin's actions, citing continued strikes against Ukrainian civilian targets. Shortening his earlier 50-day deadline, Trump warned of fresh sanctions if no progress is made to de-escalate the tensions in the next 10 to 12 days.
I'm going to make a new deadline of about 10 or 12 days from today. There's no reason in waiting. There's no reason in waiting. It's 50 days. I want to be generous, but we just don't see any progress being made. I thought he would want to end this thing quickly. I really felt it was going to end, but every time I think it's going to end, he kills people.
Could a meeting help, and are you considering, has been proposed to meet in Turkey in August?
I'm not, I'm not so interested in talking anymore.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has welcomed Trump's statement, praising his stance and determination towards achieving peace.
Indeed, peace is possible if we act strongly and decisively, and we have repeatedly said, and all partners know this, that sanctions are a key element. Russia factors in the sanctions, factors in such losses. Peace through strength is possible. Ukraine, as always, is ready to work with America, with President Trump, in the most productive way possible to end this war with dignity and lasting peace.
Now, many Ukrainians are skeptical if Trump's new deadline for Russia will yield a breakthrough, with many calling for more military aid instead.
In 2025, unfortunately, the word of a politician from a great power means nothing anymore, in my opinion. This is why when they say 10 days, 25 days, 100 days, 5 days, or 2 days, they could change their minds 180 degrees tomorrow.
For me, it sounds like a joke, to be honest. I don't believe Trump can stop this war. All we need is aid, military aid.
The American Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said that he believes that Putin miscalculated Trump's intentions and has warned that countries like China, India and Brazil, which support Russia's war efforts, will face consequences. All right, now joining us in the broadcast, we've got Alexi Melnik from Kiev. Melnik is the co-director of Foreign Relations and International Security Programs at the Razumkov Center in Kiev. Now, Mr. Melnik, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. Now, this is a critical moment in this war, is it not? Because the American president, who was hoping that he could bring about some kind of a ceasefire or some kind of a deal through talks, is now talking a completely different tune. On being questioned whether he wants to talk to Putin, he said that he does not want to talk anymore. But what different, in your assessment, will Donald Trump now do in the Ukraine war?
You are right that probably approaching a critical moment of the war. The latest statements by Donald Trump actually repeats what President Zelensky, Ukrainian president, was trying to say to him back in February, and when there was this infamous meeting in the Oval Office. And now, 4 months after, Trump comes to the same conclusion, that there is no reason to talk to Putin, and the only way to stop this war is provide more assistance for Ukraine, military assistance, including military assistance, and to impose strict sanctions on Russia.
Now, impose state sanctions on Russia, but for the Russian war machine to be stopped, something needs to be done militarily, because sanctions alone in the last 3+ years that this war has been ongoing have proven to be ineffective. So for the Russian war machine to be halted and pushed back, the Americans need to do something substantial, something that they've not done in the past 3+ years. On that front, do you expect Donald Trump to change the American strategy with respect to the war in Ukraine, because his talks with Putin have quite clearly failed?
You're absolutely right. Sanctions are not enough, we are talking about systemic approach. In addition to sanctions, there should be weapons provided to Ukraine that Ukraine is lacking. Ukraine now produces more than 50% of military equipment itself, but it still needed long-range missiles, drones, to undermine Russia's capability to continue this war. And let me repeat again, sanctions are not enough. Sanctions plus more weapons that could persuade Putin that he will not be able to achieve the objectives of this war militarily.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Alexi Melnik, for joining us from Kiev and getting us that perspective.